This was a great video. I enjoyed every minute of it. Thanks, and come back again. You know what I'm going to do with the Manic Mark TV? You can save it. So I think that because I can tell that nobody's paying attention, that I'll save it and I'll broadcast Manic Mark TV, an episode, at the same time on Friday nights. Maybe I'll do that. Sometime during the week, I'm just in the shop and I'm painting. I'm going to save the next one and just schedule it to run Friday night from 6 to 8. That'll be the Manic Mark TV, whatever, 6 to whatever, because I have no idea how long I'm going to let them run. Anyway, let's see how that works. So let's just say every Friday night, Manic Mark TV. Come here, Mr. Burns. What you doing? Why'd you come down here, dude? Now you're trapped. Yeah, you. Look at you. You know it's cold down here. You're not going to like it down here. Come here. Say hello to everybody. Mr. Burns foiled the door that's supposed to keep him out of the thing. So he's going to have to sit here while we do the good morning video. Good morning, everyone. It's Manic Mark coming to you from the bunker system with Mr. Burns. And today we're going to talk. I'm going to ask something like philosophical, and then I'm going to go right into flatulence humor. Anyway, I don't know how this is going to work out as usual. It's just what's on my mind this morning. And what's on my mind again is influences. How do you even get into this? And how do I do this without hurting? You know, it's almost like, why do you, never mind. I don't mean to, I'm cutting it all out, Mr. Burns. We're talking about influences. And I'm going to ask the question as an artist, and this comes from trading some emails with Paul, let's just put it this way, last night. And I know this is going to sound horrible because people, they're thinking about you when they do this. And this is the psychological. I have a question about this. Why people do this? It's just curious. Not that there's anything wrong with it, and why should I be concerned with it? But it's something that's always not bug me, and or not make. Try to, it's cutting it all out again. I'm back to the influence thing. So, people, as an artist, people like. Why is it that people like to send you names and links to the work that other people do? Okay, so in some instances when they do this, it's like, your work reminds me of this person's work. Well, what does that mean to the artist, that you're like, look, your stuff looks like that? Well, that's nice. As my competition, or I mean, as an artist, you're probably trying to somehow be yourself and hopefully be unique. I mean, because that's what, art that's apparently good is held up to be, is usually unique somehow. Maybe unique in a traditional sense, but well executed, or unique in conceptual sense. So as an artist, you really don't want your art looking like some other artist's work, okay? And it's hard to talk about this because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings that are trying to, connect to you somehow or help you somehow. Okay. The next type of influence is the person that thinks that by exposing you to someone else is doing something, that's somehow kind of benefit you in some fashion. That's curious. Maybe that's how the brain works, because if I whoever sends me anything, I can look at it, and it's not going to make the slightest dent on me, okay? I should back up. I am influenced by things that I look at, but I have to reject all that. I had to reject all those influences because I can't, crap doesn't make a dent on me because I can't absorb it to the point where, and understand it, where I can replicate it. Now, I don't want to replicate it, so that's where influences I find are bad. Influencers are made for people that want to study art history. I guess the idea is like you pay attention to all this stuff and then you do something new, but you take all these elements and you combine them and you do something new. You take whatever it is a step farther than it's ever been taken before. I guess that's the rational, logical way of looking at it, but that ain't going to work for most of us. Most of us are just going to be chasing fads and trends and influences. It's like a big spirally, noodly thing in life is your path, as you're like influenced by this and you try to do this and this and this. So for me, because, you know, I guess I am influenced by things. I could allow myself to be influenced by things. The suggestion somehow that whatever the thing is better than your thing, okay? And that you should be somehow striving to be this. Maybe that's not the suggestion. But that's how you could, you know, because then you're going to try to replicate whatever it is, and that's not going to do you any good. So anyway, for me, I just reject all that. I reject all that chasing around and consuming of various kind of influences, other than what I see in front of my face that interests me, okay, like a movie or something like that. You know, because then that influence fits into the direction that I'm going in specifically at that moment. And who else outside of you can really judge that, you know? If they see something that you do and they say, well, you might like this, then whatever that is going to be sort of like what you've just, maybe sort of like just what you've just done. And it's going to be it will never fit. It's just hard because that's what we trade. It seems like we trade in media. Like things we like, somebody else maybe will like it. That's different. That's a totally different thing. If somebody sends you, you might like this piece of music because, you know, I find it interesting. Rather than, this reminds me of you, where you should be somehow paying attention to it and applying it to what you do. I'm just obstinate and contrary, and I spent too much time chasing trends because commercial art's like that. Okay, you got to stay at top of software trends and all this stuff. It's like, you know, and it's I don't like it. I like to do what I want to do when I want to do it and try to make it better the way my brain works. It's the only way I can get to the end of the tunnel. The way my brain works, you know, and I do absorb a lot of things, so there is influence. What the hell? Are you happy you came down here? Probably not. It's like you're babbling. Now, on to flatulence. I want to say that I was influenced this morning by a comment Van left on her Facebook page, which was her dog ate a rawhide bone, a chewy. I didn't say the T word. Treat. Yeah. What? Sorry. We'll go upstairs in a minute. Okay. And gave it to her dog, and the dog consumed it, and had gas problems last night. So that led me to the wiki page this morning on flatulence humor. And this is I'm gonna have to play some music in the background while I go through this. But what's interesting is that one of the earliest instances of known flatulence humor was uncovered by archaeologist Warwick Ball, who asserts that Roman Emperor Elgabalus played practical jokes on his guest employing a whoopee cushion-like device at dinner parties. What a knee slapper. That's funny. See, I'd like to assert that farts are it's the basic thing that holds human beings together. They're cavemen. They're, you know, what died in you, Grog? And they laughed around a campfire eating the deer. You know what I'm saying? It goes way back, and it's always been funny. And I swear to God, if you watch any kind of not some kind of intellectual comedy like Woody Allen movie, although, you know, I'd have to go back and review his films, but almost any other comedy, 99% of the comedies made, there's got to be a fart joke in it. Now, you're not aware of it because you just laugh and you go on and it's out of your head. But if you study film and the movies and pay, you know, you're going to find there are many fart jokes. And how can people keep coming up with them? New ones. I don't think they do. I just think that this everyday, regular, run-of-the-mill fart is funny no matter how you look at it or how you present it. One of the most celebrated incidents of flatulence humor in early English literature is in the Miller's Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer, which dates from the 14th century. The character Nicholas sticks his buttocks out the window at night and humiliates his rival Absalom by farting in his face. But Absalom gets revenge by thrusting a red-hot plow blade between Nicholas's cheeks. Sing, sweet bird, I key not where thou art. Those Victorians, they were just funny. Is that Victorian? Or does that go beyond that? I'm not sure. Anyway, the fart was funny, but the red hot poker thing, that was just mean. This Nicholas Anton let flee a fart, as greeted as it had been a thunder dent. That with the strook he was almost ye blent, and he was ready with iron hoot, and Nicholas amde the ers he smoot. Even Mark Twain, he did a fart joke. I didn't know that. Anyway, I thought I'd go through the list of assigning blame to farts. I thought it was curious that Van blamed the dog. You know, he who smelt it dealt it, you know what I'm saying? So I was wondering about the various ways that you can blame somebody for farting. And here's the list on the Wikipedia page. You can turn me off and go right to the wiki page now and read it for yourself. But I could be playing some music, so you might want to stick into the end of this incredibly long and fragmented, stupid video. He who observed it served it. She who detected it rejected it. Whoever rhymed it crimed it. Whoever spoke last set off the blast. Whoever smelt it dealt it. Whoever denied it supplied it. The next person who speaks is the person who reeks. The smeller is the feller. He, she who inculpated, promulate. Now, see, that's a blame for a Mensa party, I think. It's way too highfalutin and hard to... Never mind. The one who said the first... Damn it, the phone's ringing. I gotta go upstairs and do the phone. The doctor's like, a gland error. Woo! Good one. He who utilized it, aerosolized it. That's too complicated too. That didn't get too close to. This just goes on. There are other phrases. Whoever made the smoke makes the joke. The fox smelled his own hole first. Who cut the cheese? Well, that's, you know, why would you need any more? The cheese, and why? What kind of cheese? I like the smell of cheese. That's not a good one, but it's very common. Barking spiders. Why? Where does that come from? Is there another wiki page here I should have printed out? I printed out 1,000,000 pages. Lots of references. Who stepped on the frog? What? Again, motorcycle, a mouse on a motorcycle. These are stupid. No wonder they're under other phrases. Get out and walk, Donald. The chicken that crackles laid the egg. Somebody's baking brownies. He, she who blew the whistle blew the flute. Who sat on my duck? Who shot the bunny? 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 It's about the bunny that got shot. But it doesn't have anything to do with killing bunnies. I gotta mark that one. That will make for a good painting. Oh, I know all you copiers out there watching this now are thinking, but no, you can't. I'm coming right out and say it now. The next Friday the 13th, I'm going to have a whole series of paintings based on farts. But how can you make, and like you said, every fart joke's been done. It's going to be highly, the painting's going to be worth a lot of money because if I come up with a new fart joke. And lastly but not least, I think I've already got my idea for my concept for the Friday the 13th, the next one, and that's the angry turd. I'm going to do a whole series of paintings based on the angry turd. In this case, it's a generalized statement. I hate you and everyone that looks like you, said the angry turd. That's just what, they put wiki. Who came up with that? Oh, look, okay, who did it? It's in the wiki page. I'm famous now. No, you're not. Who floated the air biscuit? I better mark that down. Maybe I better do this painting today. I hate being influenced like this. It's just the asshole behind me. There had to be one on this list that would get me. That's funny. Oh my God. That would be good to use in an elevator. Who let Fluffy off the lead? A hit dog hollers. Speak up, Brown, you're through. Speak up, sweet lips. Ooh, that's another one. Better an empty house than a sick tenant. Two sniffs because it's about farting and poo. It'll be, but they won't know that. Or do you think they'll guess? There's another one. I like those. All those are going to go into a painting. But I had something else I needed to do today. Another painting, and I'm working on this song for this person, and it's been very difficult. It hasn't just slipped out the way I hoped it would. Unlike a good fart. See ya. He kind of looks like a wiener in a sort of a turd shape. And he doesn't have, it's not a turd with a turd. Maybe it's a turd with a butthole. That could be.